Hey, my friends, there's some breaking news, and I know many of you have seen it already. It was Trump on Meet the Press. If you could get by Kristen Welker's lying and craziness, there's actually quite a bit there. I'm going to unpack with you really quick two things. First of all, watch this clip.
People are starting to think of 15 weeks. That seems to be a number that people are talking about right now.
Would you sign that?
I would sit down with both sides and I'd negotiate something, and we'll end up with peace on that issue for the first time in 52 years. I'm not going to say I would or I wouldn't. I mean, DeSantis is willing to sign a 5-week and 6-week ban.
Would you support that? You think that
I think what he did is a terrible thing and a terrible mistake.
So, first of all, there's a bit in this clip you have to understand. He's talking about a ban, and he's thinking that pro-life and pro-abortion sides are going to come together and agree. First of all, that's complete, utter nonsense. We've got a great piece up at LifeSite by Matt Lamb. Go check it out. Trump, it's not like a business deal. They're not going to sit down and come to an agreement. Pro-lifers believe life begins at conception, no exceptions. They want all life protected. And pro-aborts, they want the ability to kill the child. And Kristen Welker is lying, as you already know. But there's something else going on here that you have to understand. Trump is treating this like a political football, and it's not what it is. This is a matter of life and death, and it's a matter of the right to life of unborn children. And while Trump sort of talks about that, Welker's actually talking about that, but Trump is also trying to work to something that it's actually not fair to criticize him only for it. The pro-life movement needs to take a lot of responsibility. I hate to say that, but it is true. So the group that works most with, the pro-life group that works most with politicians is called National Right to Life. And unfortunately, National Right to Life has been really, really weird on this question. Because of what they think is political pragmatism, they have forced the issue of exceptions for rape and incest and so on. They have pushed it. The pro-life group has pushed it. How can you expect politicians to understand anything about pro-life when the pro-life group itself is actually counseling them on exceptions, is insisting on exceptions? They're teaching the politicians that life is not sacred from conception. No, 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 no. They're teaching them, and it is very much teaching, that life only starts at some point where I'm sure we can all agree, starts at some point in, like Trump is saying, like 7th, 8th, 9th month, nobody wants abortions then. Maybe it's around then. Well, you know what? And obviously, Trump has learned that it's not like 5 weeks. So he's slamming DeSantis for saying 5 weeks because he's thinking it's too early. Because for him, like Matt Lamb says, it's a business deal. But there has to be some responsibility taken on the part of National Right to Life and pro-life groups that push for exceptions to pro-life legislation. Because it's just sad. Watch the rest of this. Listen to this.
But something will happen with the number of weeks, the amount of time, after which you can't do it. And you know what? The most powerful people that are anti-abortion are okay with that now. And you know what? They weren't okay with that even a year ago.
Your former Vice President, Mike Pence, believes that a fetus should have constitutional rights. Do you believe that, Mr.
Well,
President?
Mike Pence said something about 15 weeks, too, which was a big change for Mike Pence because Mike Pence had no exceptions. I have exceptions, by the way. I think people should have exceptions. I think if it's rape or incest or the life of the mother, I think you have to have exceptions.
Does a fetus have constitutional rights, Mr. President?
And a lot of people, when they don't have exceptions. Now, I will tell you that I think most people, most Republicans are willing. You go life of the mother, rape, incest. I think most of them are there.
Most of them are there? Most of the Republicans are now moving against life? You know, for all that that Kristen Welker might be getting on your nerves, think about the point you made. Do they have constitutional rights? Is that child in the womb, is that American baby in his or her mother's womb an American citizen worthy of constitutional rights or not? And that's the question that it comes down to. Obviously, the answer is yes, but it's so sad. According to Trump's testimony, Pence is moving and others are moving. Now, on the part of Pence, maybe it's not a big surprise, considering he's falling in different areas as well. But this is the point, though. Here you have the president so confused on being pro-life, wanting to be pro-life. He says in the interview how it means a lot to him. What does? He again has this faulty belief, and part of it is on the back of pro-lifers. It's our fault in some ways. So we owe the president a duty to pray for him, for his conversion on these issues. And we've got to ourselves decide. Enough with the politicking and this confusing nonsense, which is doing nothing to help the American public to come to an understanding of what the right to life is all about, the sanctity of life in the womb. We got to do better. For LifeSite News, this is John Henry Weston. May God bless you. Hi, everyone. This is John Henry Weston. We hope you enjoyed this program. To see more like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button below to get all the latest content from LifeSite News. Check the links in the description to read more and connect with us on social media so that you can stay up to date with all the latest life, family, faith, and freedom news. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you.